All right. Well, let's go ahead and start things off. I see we had a lot of people and a lot of guests registered, and a handful of them are here now, but we're going to go ahead and get started so that we can get some preamble and some kind of setting the scene out of the way. For the older TRG members in the group, this will be familiar to you, but for some of the newer ones, it won't be as much. And obviously, for the guests, you'll have no idea what this is about. So, today is what we call the fishing trip. This is a weekly event. It's a quote unquote structural fishing trip with Lee as the helm of the ship, as it were, the captain of the ship, because he is the structural half of TRG. Jeff Mayhem, of course, is the price action half. And what we do from time to time on these fishing trips is we let any members of TRG volunteer to do a guest spot, to take the wheel for at least 10 minutes, but it could be, up to the entire session, depending on what they want to do, and just narrate what they're seeing, say what they see, trade if they want to. Trading is totally optional, completely up to the person. But if they wish to trade, they can. And mostly it's about getting real-time, instant feedback as to what's going on, what they see, what they're reading, etc., from the respective coach, in this case, Jeff or Lee. Now, Trading Research Group is not a free group. It is ridiculously low priced, undervalued, in my opinion, for what it offers, but it is not free. However, it doesn't normally include personal one-on-one coaching. That's just not something that's reasonable for Jeff or Lee to do within the bandwidth of TRG's other requirements and their trading activities, other businesses, etc. So this is how people can, in fact, get one-on-one personal coaching, but it needs to be live in front of the group so that everybody benefits. And this is something that I actually initiated a year and a half ago or so, because I thought this would be a good idea, and been pushing people to do it. We've had, I don't know, at least couple dozen guest spots now at this point. They're all recorded in the library for people to see. And we get some of the best input into what people are doing from these sessions. There's nothing like being able to, in real time, be doing something and just say, so Jeff, what do you think about this? Or, hey, Lee, what do you think about that? And be able to get that live feedback, from the expert in the room, who can give you insights that you may miss, or point out something that you overlooked or forgot to check for, or whatever. It's absolutely invaluable, and strongly recommend anybody in TRG who wants to do this, just shoot me a private message in the pit. Let me know that you want to be on the list, and we will schedule you for a slot. Like I said, minimum 10 minutes. You don't have to trade, can if you want, and just say what you see. Live tape read, live market read, order flow read, etc., and get feedback, get input. So that's what this is about, and we're going to do this today with me. I haven't done one of these in a little while either, so it's going to be a good opportunity for me to get some feedback from Lee, because again, Jeff's style is very fast price action scalping, in and out, grab ticks, get back on the sidelines, be in the market as short a time as possible, and then get the hell out with your profit and sit and wait for the next opportunity. Lee is more structural intraday swings. He's got structural setups that span various half hours of the day, various hours of the day, and different people gravitate towards the different styles. And so for somebody who's more price action oriented at heart, more scalping oriented, they'll pick a slot with Jeff. And for somebody who's more intraday swing oriented, they can pick a spot with Lee. And since I am more of an intraday swing type person myself, it just suits my brain. That's what I am doing here with Lee. Of course, Jeff is here to ride shotgun, as it were. But that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to just do my B period setup. Within TRG, we call this the B to A. This is one of Lee's structural setups. It's got some statistics around it. It's not just randomly pick a side, pick a direction, look at when, this line crosses that line, get long, get short, whatever. We don't do that in TRG. We read the order flow and we play statistical odds, statistical probabilities of occurrences. And that's what this is all about. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing the B to A setup. We'll see if we get it. And I'm just going to say what I see and talk it through with Lee. And right now, I am liking what I'm seeing long. Obviously, I've been watching this push up here. We've got unfinished business up at the top. And a quick walkthrough actually before I get going of my screens. Yeah, I was exactly, Sebastian. I just saw in the chat. You are one step ahead of me. I was just going to explain that as well as a quick tour of my screens. For those who maybe aren't familiar with this approach to trading, if these look a little foreign to you, this chart on the left is a TPO chart. This here is this one on the left of these two is a full Globex. It's a session footprint or session dome, depending on how you want to call it. This one here is also a session footprint or session dome, but it is just the RTH. And I have it set to be more zoomed in because this is what I'm going to mostly be focusing on as I'm trading. And then this over here is a 30-minute footprint, which is not really that important for the first two periods of the day, but later in the day, it can become very useful to kind of get a little X-ray vision inside the session to see what's going on. Now, as Sebastian rightly pointed out, if you notice this down here, I put this here specifically so that people could see the buttons I'm pushing when I push them, because I do actually trade on an Xbox gaming controller. And then right now I'm using it so you can see I'm moving the mouse around with the joystick, which is, of course, dreadful. Anybody who's ever played first-person shooters on a console knows how absolutely crap this is for any kind of accurate movement. So I don't really use this. I don't place orders this way. I don't, click buttons this way. It's terrible. But there's my B to A warning that's coming up. But what I could do is I've got hotkeys mapped to buttons. So if you look down here, this guy, as I push things, you'll see it highlight yellow. Of course, it's just going to make some chimes right now because I don't have my other modifiers. I've got various things to keep me from accidentally pushing buttons, or if I were to drop the controller, it won't trigger a trade and things like that. So I have to hold those down at the same time to actually execute things. But anyway, as I do stuff, you'll see it light up yellow. And that will tell you what I'm pushing when I'm pushing it. So it's just kind of an interesting thing in case anybody cares about that sort of thing. I did a whole post of this in our Facebook group, the Volume and Order Flow Traders group, way back when. Now it's probably buried way back in the group, but happy to talk about that with people in the pit if anybody's curious about how I set that up, how I got that to work. I really like it. I like it a lot. I decided I wanted to. This was already so much like a video game anyway. I decided to go, the whole 9 yards and literally turn it into a video game and play it like one. So that's what I've done. Thank you for the reminder, Sebastian. I appreciate that. So what I have also here is I've got a brand new eval. This is a Lilu Express eval. So I've got, what is it? 10 days, 12 days? I don't even remember, some X number of days to pass this thing. And I have no idea what my opportunity is going to look like this morning. But if I think maybe there's an opportunity to get aggressive and try to blow this thing out to the positive result, I'm going to see if I can do that. But we'll see what happens. Right now, our push up has been stymied. We've got a price rejector up at the top. Although 46 contracts, that's kind of squarely in the middle camp of maybe it's enough. But nothing about that screams, we're done. We're not anywhere really significant that I can see.
JVC, on your thought process there, in terms of, where are we going, what's likely to happen, let's think about the fact as well that we haven't broken the overnight range on ES,
correct,
but NQ has broken its overnight range to the upside.
Oh, has it?
Yes, it has.
Oh, look at that. Well. Okay. Thank you for highlighting that. I do have, by the way, that's something that you all aren't seeing. I have on my other screen, I have a bunch of session domes for the other indices, NQ, YM, RTY, just for correlation, just so I can see when we're correlated. And I don't usually, in fact, I've never looked at them with regards to that particular thought. If one has broken the overnight high or low before before we've opened in ES, that is an interesting tidbit to think about. So
not before we've opened, but more about before
the period.
Let's think about statistical behaviors and likelihood.
Yep.
Before we zoom into qualifying the edges, let's look at big picture, what's happening in all of these correlated markets.
That is a really good point, because actually I was thinking, this is my first trade of the day. I haven't traded yet this morning because I knew this session was coming and I wanted to just start fresh for this. And I was thinking of this as the open, this is the overnight high right here. And it's not. This is a period high. This is B to A, of course. And we haven't yet broken the overnight high. So we know additionally, we've got a high probability that that's going to happen either in A or B period. is the bulk of the probabilities. So I'm definitely feeling like there should be a long opportunity here. But let's see what happens when B period is about to open. We are awfully close to the high. In fact, I'm going to go ahead. I'm thinking I should just place an entry up here, stop entry, if we were to get beyond. It's awfully close, though. I don't. We've got this big volume node here, kind of in the way. Stops at the top of B period right now, so like it wants to maybe come down first. Maybe not. Ooh. Okay, they're playing with it. Zoom this in a little bit so we can see it better. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one there. Okay. Protect that. Looks like I'm not going to get. Okay, well, I got a little something out of that aggression. We had a 0 print on the way up, so it didn't fill. That was definitely some nice aggression on that push, but then we just stopped dead in our tracks. We have not a price rejector, however, up here at the top of B period. That's interesting. I am going to go ahead and see if I can't
order filled.
Grab a little something there.
Order filled.
Got it. Okay, got
Which
it.
is
there.
inside the volume of the session, I'm just going to say.
Inside the volume of the session.
Not a price rejector is an optical illusion at the top of B period. Yep.
Right, that's true. It is just on the 30-minute rotation. Good point. All right, we've got unfinished business here now. I was thinking of leaning on this delta right here, and I missed it. And okay. Oh, poor high. Poor highs are tricky for me.
Yeah, as they are happening, they are tricky.
Very, yeah.
So I'm watching NQ as well, watching how that's behaving, watching all of them
yes.
to see, is anything going to break up or is anything going to go down?
Right. We've got UB at the top of RTY, but that's about the only hint really on any of the indices. But everybody's sort of leaning towards their highs. We get a little bit of absorption on the pullback bar here in the 30-minute. Not huge, but I'm going to see if I can get one on here. If it will let me. Okay, what are you? Why are you there? I don't know why you are there. I did not get that. We have a 0 print push up. That's interesting, but that price rejector, we got UB right there though. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get one on there. All right, and I got one. Oh, am I not? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I know why that is. It's because I placed that order earlier. What is up with these? I've got some weird order things going on my platform, but that's okay. All right, there we go. And we're not done going up. All right, but it looks like now we got UB at the top of NQ and RTY. I'm just going to protect this at, actually I'll protect it at a tick and see if I can. Nope, looks like maybe that. Now we got UB on the pullback bar. I might get taken here. Gotten very volatile here. Ooh, positive delta right here. We got some passive selling coming in. So are they going to stop us? Doesn't look like it. It's wanting to push, but struggling. Okay. All right. Pushing through there. The buyers are continuing to push it. Can we get a push? Yes, I think we can. There we go. Unfinished business. All right, great. We're pushed. I'm going to protect this a little bit tighter. Hide behind the positive delta right here. We still got UB at the top of NQ and RTY. It might take me here, but that's okay if it does. I would like a chance to build into something bigger, but I don't want to do it until we're really clearly underway and we've got some push behind us.
And now you're relatively close to the overnight ledge.
I was just going to say, I like the idea of an overnight break here as well, but that also can get a little bit dicey. Sometimes we can sort of look like we're going to break it and then not, and then just take a while to do it. So we're really trying to push higher. We got UB and NQ and RTY still, so I think we're going to go. And here goes, yep, here goes YM.
We've also got
And
UB at yesterday's high at
oh yes.
43 quarters.
Oh, yes, we do. That could be very
Just
interesting.
beyond 3 VWAP standard deviations.
Yep, right up here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get another one on.
Order filled.
Okay, I did. Got UB there, UB on. Oh, there we go. NQ just blew it. Yep, beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and. All right, let's take one off there. Hiding behind this zero print and these aggressive positive deltas. Come on. Can we go? Can we go? Looks like everybody's looking like they want to pop their tops again. Here, RTY is about to. Oh, but it's getting some selling coming in, stopping it. It's gonna, yeah. There goes NQ. There goes RTY. Yep. And now,
we're also not a price rejector at the overnight high. 76 versus 82.
Boom. Oh, I didn't get it. That's okay. We got 30. Well, still got UB up at RTY again. Everyone's still kind of pushing their highs. Yeah, I think we'll go higher. It's okay. Yep. There we go. And UB and give me it. Boom. Got it. All right. Sweet. And I'll tighten this up a bit again. See how far we can get out of this. All right. We're still going. We're still pushing. We're still pushing. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. This is the B to A that keeps on giving. I'm hiding behind min delta right here. Deltas are the wrong way around in the rotation, which is not that big of a deal, but let's just see what's going on in the session. Where are the deltas in the session?
Not a price rejector at the high.
Yep. So let's see if I can. Oh, and it just turned into one, and I got, all right, well.
Order filled.
It's all right. I got a tick. A little bit of a sloppy execution on that because I was using my joystick to trade in the actual DOM columns, which is often a recipe for bad outcomes. Don't do it, kids. Just say no. 81 contracts and everyone's pushing their highs. Yeah, we're going to keep going. Let's see if I can get another one on. If by some miracle it will actually pull back a little bit. I have my doubts.
And Q still looks like it's pushing.
Yep. Oh, maybe. I'm going to go ahead and take it.
Order filled.
Got it. All right. And let's see. I would love to take one off right up here at about the yesterday's high. And this might be it for this particular trade. And if it is, that's okay. Wow, look at that. Price rejector one tick off of me. Yikes. That's close. Yeah, it looks like we're going to take a breather here. Well, actually, yeah, RTY is kind of teasing like it wants to push, but it's got some sellers up there at the top. So
NQ's got a little volume bulge down to sort of 53 kind of area, and then it tapers off. So we might drift down a bit. You've got to watch NQ, I think. When, ES might just hang about, might get a little spike down or not.
Yeah, it looks like it wants to push. Here goes NQ. Yep. Come on. Here goes YM. And boom, YM just went, RTY just went, and NQ just went. Very nice. Okay. Still pushing. Still pushing. Still pushing. RTY, UB, it's trying to push it. YM just went. RTY. Oh, wow. YM just exploded straight up. That was crazy. I may go ahead and call it a day at that push. Let's see.
It's an eval, so yeah, keep it near the P&L high.
Exactly. I don't want to let it come back real far on me. I'm in profit on every single trade, every contract. So if I get it, I get it.
Wow, what a G you are, JVC. In profit on every single trade.
Absolutely. Well, couldn't have done it without you. So let's see. YM still and RTY both look like they want to push again, and Q's pulling back after that monster spike up. No shock, but it's still trying to push higher. Wow. Got some aggression on this. I would love to get that one off at yesterday's high. That would just be a really sweet textbook conclusion to that trade. Let's see if we can get it. 69 contracts up there at the high, or no, 49. I think that's a 4. Yeah, 49. It should go. Yeah, UB on YM and RTY both, but stops on NQ. NQ might cause us to have to take a breather down. I think it's gonna.
NQ's heading to big fat round number.
Yeah. I think I'm probably going to get out here. Yeah, I got UB on the pullback bar now right here, and the rotation. Decent chance we're going to spike down and take me. Is A-okay. Oh, maybe not. Wow. Got some passives. There we go.
79.80 level. Yeah, if that holds.
Boom. Very nice pop. Nice aggression. 0 prints. You're going to talk about those later today, in fact. 0 prints are awesome. If you don't know what they are, come to our class later. They are awesome. And just for giggles, I'm going to see, since it's only a couple ticks here, whatever, if I'm out, I'm out. But I'm going to go ahead and get really aggressive here and see if I can get one more on there. Or if I give back a couple ticks.
Yeah, because this eval gives you 10 lots or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, 12. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I've never done it. I don't think I've ever done an express before. If I have, I think I've done it once. I can't actually remember. I've never passed one. That much I'm certain of. Okay, I don't think we're going to do it. I think it's going to take me.
Yeah. I think it's probably enough for now. Don't be a dick for a tick.
Going on being a dick for 2 ticks. So, that way it doesn't count. Let's see. Well, gosh. Again, 1 tick from my stop. I've been picking my stop placements really well this morning. But I'm sure this is going to get me. There's no way it's not going to.
Stop field.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Let's clear out everybody. All right, I am flat, and I got $1,300 on that. Wow, that was a very nice B to A. That was B to A plus plus plus. So, okay, take a breath here. Take a look at the chat. I saw it in the corner of my eye buzzing away. So, Yeah. Oh, yes, Sebastian, my market depth. All I have is top of book because I don't really use the liquidity. For what I look at, the liquidity is, well, I mean, you just saw it's not particularly important to me. So I found over time, I was paying for it every month and I wasn't ever looking at it. And so I thought, let me just see how I do without it. And there's been no change whatsoever. So I don't bother paying for it. All right, let's see. So Danny, how do you get those cool little UB and PR indicators to flash up? So these are labels that I created. They are just spreadsheet formulas. There's nothing fancy here. This is Price Rejector, which is a pattern of Lee's, which he explains in great depth and detail exactly how they work and what they are and how you use them, of course, in our Tick Maker courses, which are free, by the way. Those of you who don't know, those are free at tradingresearchgroup.com. So by all means, go grab those, check them out. They are fantastic, and we'll explain all the mechanics we're talking about here. And we'll tell you exactly what a price projector is and how we use them and how we don't use them. That's a really important thing. They are not trading signals. None of what you see on my screen anywhere is a trading signal. You may or may not have picked up on that I had no signals. I had no indicators telling me green, buy, red, sell, now get out, get in. Nothing like that. We don't do that in TRG. This is a lot. The comparison I always make is music. I'm a musician. I've been a musician my entire life. So to me, it just makes sense. This is reading music. This is sheet music. This is the sheet music right in front of me. And it's a fresh piece of sheet music presented to me every day. I have no idea what the piece is going to be. I just have to try to play it, sight read it, and play it to the best of my ability. And that's what we learned to do in TRG. And 2.5, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have had a clue. 2.5 years ago, I joined TRG and I began to get a clue. But it's taken me 2.5 years to get to this point. And this is not easy stuff. This is a very advanced learned skill, but it is a learned skill and you can learn it, but you got to be willing to commit to it. Just like, again, learning a musical instrument. If you decided tomorrow that you wanted to be a professional pianist and I'm going to start taking piano lessons, well, how long do you think that's going to take you? Are you going to pick it up in a weekend seminar, or because you bought a $100,000 piano? No, you're going to have to apply yourself and practice and practice and practice. So these labels, I just took the concepts that Lee explains and I just made spreadsheet formulas out of them. And that's it. They're very simple. Now, Lee, of course, he's the guy behind emoji trading, and he has some studies that are do I have an example of them right now? No, I don't have a good example of them anywhere right now on my charts, but they do this plus this kind of thing, plus a whole lot more. They track stuff over history and give you, zones of where prior supply and demand have been. I was about to say support and resistance, which are concepts we do not believe in TRG. Support and resistance are illusions, but supply and demand are very real. And his stuff does a lot more than this. But I wanted, in addition to his fantastic tools, I wanted just a brain dead, simple little note at the top and bottoms of my bars to just remind me, hey, by the way, there's a price projector here. Oh, by the way, there's unfinished business here, that kind of thing. And if I want more detail, then of course I got to drill in and take a look at it and see how good is it. You heard me doing that a lot on the way up. In fact, this many contracts at the end, nah, that's not enough. We're going to keep going, or this many contracts. That could be enough. I'm going to tighten my stop and I might need to take profits here. That's a big component of how I assess whether we've gone far enough and whether there's more in this trade and I should let it run, quote unquote, let your winners run, right? You hear that all the time. But how do you do that? How do you let a winner run? That's something no one was ever able to tell me. And something that I have learned from Lee. All of us in TRG have learned the concept of, have we gone far enough? And if the answer is no, we haven't gone far enough, then let it run. Protect profit. Don't let profit turn into a loss and whatever, but give it room, let it run. Okay, so tops better top than bottom. Can you elaborate on that, David? I'm not quite sure what you meant by that. Oh, yeah, and Jeff threw a link into the emoji tools. Perfect. Let's see. Yep, Sebastian's giving you a good bit of advice there on joining us to get trained. But yeah, get trained on this stuff from the raw data before you go invest in tools. Lee is, he's got a vested interest in selling indicators, and yet time and time and time again, I see him tell people, don't buy my stuff. Learn how to understand the raw data first. And I don't know another tool vendor that I've ever seen do that. Dissuade you from giving them your money and instead say, no, take this free course over here first and learn. Very cool. Let's see here. Still looking for the overnight break. Yeah, we still actually haven't gotten it at this point, but this is what I was talking about. In fact, it was like, you get close to that, it can get dicey. And that's what we've seen. I don't think we're done. I think we'll probably get there, but
we have broken, for now. We have broken overnight JVC. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking of yesterday's high. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Yes. And this is what I was talking about was, we get up there. Yeah, I'm not going to just assume, we're totally going to blow that. So I'm just going to let it all ride. I wasn't going to do that. I wanted to keep, especially given this is an eval. If you understand the trailing drawdown realities of evals, you can't be $1,300 in profit and let it come down to $100 in profit. You may think, well, I didn't lose anything. That's good enough. I didn't take a loss. No, you gave up your drawdown, and that will really kill you in these evaluations. And that's something that's discussed quite a bit in the evaluation courses at TRG, which are also free. So if you want to do evals and get funded, here we go. We just pushed higher. So we are not done yet, clearly. And we just hit, did we hit it yet?
No, we're a tick off.
Oh, ooh,
which is why it's always good to exit before unfinished business.
Exactly. This is why we don't see unfinished business and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to get in right there and just ride it up. No,
I'm going to hold out for the exact tick. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow. There's some gusto. Nice. Sweet. All right. I'm going to keep going through the chat here. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, this today, I will admit, worked out really well. 105 ticks total. This was I will totally acknowledge this was an outlier day. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yeah, this is just another day in the life. I do this all the time. This is routine. No, today was an outlier day for me. I am still a student, absolutely still a student, and I'm 2.5 years in, but I am still working on my process, working on myself, working on my discipline, my self-control, my trader. And my reads, always working on getting my reads better. And $1,300 in a day, I haven't done it in a long time.
But JVC, how much of that do you think is fresh eval, loose-ish parameters on the eval, effort mode, or relaxed mode, because it has lots of size. You don't have to use that size. You've got fresh drawdown. You're not feeling constrained.
That's definitely some of it, especially knowing that I've got the size to play with. And frankly, I had a clear read this morning. This was not like some of the other days we've had recently where everything is just a giant WTF. This morning's read was nice and clear. I had no way to know it was going to go as far as it did. Obviously, we can't know that. But the B to A was clear of what it was going to want to do. Yeah. And then thankfully, it just kept on running. And this is how we get runners in TRG. We don't go looking for them. We don't, plan for them. We don't have them as the basis of our strategy or anything like that. But we sure as heck try to capitalize them when we get them. And today I got them. So it was nice. Let's see. And in C period, JVC will buy TRG. Something like that. Yes. Or did you mean who will buy everyone in TRG a copy of Sierra? I'm not quite sure what you meant, Sebastian. Either way, I don't see it happening. Let's see. What's my target for the eval? God, what is the target in this thing? I don't even remember. Is it $9,000? Do you remember offhandly?
For the Express? $6,000 on an Express, I think.
Oh, it's only $6,000. Oh, okay. Only a paltry $6,000. So yeah, we'll have to see if I can. I may actually push this and see if I can get it passed. I'm not really looking for another funded right now. I already have one, and I'm trying to just sort of focus there. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see, David. Thank you. Oh yes, get me. Wait a minute, David. Are you coming to Dallas? Are you gonna make the drive?
It's canceled.
Uh-oh. I shouldn't have pointed that comment out. Now I've ruined it for all of us. Well, if you do, yes, you can buy me ice cream. I will gladly accept that. Absolutely. Never going to say no to ice cream. So yeah, there we go. That is my setup. Obviously, like I said, it was the B to A plus. Got a lot more than just the B to A this morning, but I'm not going to complain. So thank you, guests, for checking this out. If you want to get the opportunity to do what we just did, to sit on a session live with either Jeff or Lee and get their input, get their feedback, get them to point out things that, you may have overlooked or missed or whatever, as, Lee did a couple of times for me. This is a tremendous opportunity. I encourage everybody I was about to say everybody in RTY, everybody in TRG, I'm always encouraging them, take advantage of this. This is, I cannot tell you the growth you will experience from having to do this in front of a live audience. And a lot of people shy away from that. They're like, oh my God, I'll be so embarrassed. I can't do that. What if I screw up? What if I don't do it? It doesn't matter. I'll screw up. If it will make me a better trader, I'll screw up in front of a group of people every day. I don't care. I want to become a better trader. That's what I care about. I really don't. I don't give a furry paw. How people think of me. I care about my performance. That's it. And you have to think that way as a trader, because ultimately, within TRG, we're sort of a family, slightly dysfunctional family, perhaps, but, we're sort of a family, and we all sort of help each other, and we have the similar goals and so on and so forth. But the fact is, when you're in the market, when you're trading, nobody is there to help you. Nobody cares. You are on your own. You are thrown to the wolves, and those wolves are some of the, it's that Trader Dante message. This is the hardest game. They are the smartest, the fastest, the most well-funded, etc. People and bots in the world, and you're going to enter the ring with them. And you're walking into the ring, and you're saying, "Here's my wallet. If you can take it from me, it's yours. But if I can take yours from you, it's mine." And everyone agrees to this. Everyone's cool with this. And I don't think most people understand that. They actually think it's some kind of a solo game. It's not. You are playing a very, very difficult game. So this is a great way to improve. So TRG members, throw me a message in the pit if you want to do this for yourself. If you want to take a session and get some input, we'll make it happen. Non-TRG members, if you would like to take advantage of this, join TRG. At a minimum, go get the free courses. You will not regret it. They are, in my opinion, from what I've seen out there, I've read a lot of books and stuff on order flow, and I was always confused and left just scratching my head going, but I still don't get it. How do I use any of this stuff? And the TRG online courses, totally different experience from everybody that we know who's gone through them. So go grab the free courses at a minimum, check them out. And if you like what you see and you want a lot more, you want this and a ton more, join TRG. Or if you want to sort of split the difference and dip your toe in the water a little bit, you can get a library pass. You can get a 1-day pass, a week pass, or a month pass, depending on how much content you want to devour. And you could just go through our entire library. We've got 3 years worth of stuff recorded, sessions like this, guest sessions of members, sessions with Jeff and Lee, and clinics and workshops and boot camps. And oh my God, there's so much. And you can watch it all for a ridiculously cheap price. So let's see here. Do we have chart books, Casey? Yes, we share our chart books all the time. They're not anything special, really, frankly. A chart book does not make the trader. So yeah, we share this stuff in the pit all the time. Whenever people ask me, hey, can you post your chart book? Yeah, sure, no problem. I throw it in. Last time I shared a version of this. It wasn't quite this exact one, but it had the same components, just in a slightly different order. Was, I don't know, a month or two ago. And Lee shares his, and Jeff shares his ninja templates and jigsaw templates and all that stuff. We share that stuff all the time. So yeah, and you won't find the stuff in books. That's exactly right, Robert. That's what blew my mind was so many books and expensive seminar. I mean, I've been at this since like 1999, 2000, somewhere around there, and I have spent. I honestly never totaled it up, and I think I'm glad I didn't, because it's for sure over 5 figures. Every courses and expensive hotel seminars and books and online webinars, you name it, and I still was always left feeling like there's something that doesn't make sense here. There's something missing. This doesn't add up. And I had a background for many years. My career was as a full-time digital marketer, affiliate marketer. And so again, it's a lot of ways very similar to trading. I sit in my room and I would build campaigns and SEO and SEM and whatever. And solo, kind of a solo thing, very similar to this in a lot of ways. But the key to that was understanding supply and demand. It was understanding what is the demand for a certain keyword. And, optimizing things around that demand and taking advantage of momentary spikes in demand. You'd see a sudden thing happen in the world and demand would explode for a particular topic or a particular subject. And you could jump on that. And if you're quick, you could grab the momentum of that demand and take advantage of it. And I always thought, God, in trading, if only we knew this somehow, if there was some way that we could see, because I know it's buyers and sellers. I get that. I understand that it's buyers and sellers, and more buyers than sellers, price goes up. More sellers than buyers, price goes down. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Economics 101. But how do you see that? How do you know that? How do you use that? I don't get it. And then I heard about this thing called order flow, and I read some books on it, and I was like, wait a minute, that's the stuff. That's the supply and demand. That's it. But I still, every single time, every book I read, every webinar I watched, every course I took was like, I still can't act on this. Like, okay, you're explaining it. You're telling me what it is. You're giving me definitions of stuff, but why did it work this time and not that time? Huh? And don't give me this. Well, it doesn't. Nothing's 100%. It just works sometimes. It doesn't work other times. No, why? Why did that happen? Why did we have massive buying here just now and price went down? Or why did we have massive selling here and price went up? This makes no sense. It's completely counterintuitive. I don't get it. It's backwards. Now I get it. Absorption. Oh my God. Mind blown, right? And how you can leverage absorption and exhaustion and zero prints and all this stuff. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I don't know of it being anywhere out there other than, again, definitions. That's about all I could ever find. So. All right. Great stuff. I think that is it. I'm caught up on the chat. So we can probably wrap it there. We're right on the 7:30 mark, which is when C period opens. And those of you who want to trade the IB break, the initial balance break, obviously it's coming. And at the moment, we're a lot closer to the top than the bottom. So, do what you will with that information. Oh, and actually, we're going to open here and we're going to have some single prints down below. Ooh. No,
yeah,
I'm
we
done.
can go a couple of different ways on this. Both are good opportunities. And it's interesting how, ES has stopped 102 ticks just short of some arbitrary horizontal line on CPO.
Yep.
NQ has done the same, leaving UB. But yeah, we've got what is going to be a nice run of single prints in the TPO below us as well once we open. Good opportunities today, and good work this morning, JVC.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I think C period and beyond, where they're going to go down to go up or up to go down, take your pick, but it's going to be opportunity. It looks like up to go down. That was aggressive. Cool. All right. Let's leave it there. Thank you, as always, Lee. Thank you for everything you've taught me and continue to teach all of us, and everything you and Jeff both share in the pit and on your sessions. You guys are awesome. Couldn't do this without you. And thanks all of you for being here and participating. We couldn't do it without you too. So keep it up. And if anyone has any questions, of course, within TRG, obviously PM me, and outside of TRG, shoot me a message on Facebook if you want. You can all get me in the volume and order for the traders group. I'm sure you've seen me there, and I'm happy to chat with you. If you want to DM me, you can. If you want to put a post in the group, that's cool too. Thanks, everyone. Anything else? Any last burning desires, questions, comments, anything anybody wants to say? Anything from either you or Jeff, Lee or Jeff, that you want to add?
Just good work, JVC. We've got a busy, afternoon for me, busy morning of education on the schedule. I'm doing 2 classes and then an extra drop-in class a little bit later on. So those of you who are booked on, we'll see you all there.
Yes, indeed. Busy day. Great. Yeah. Thanks all. Catch you later.
Okay. Thanks. Bye for now.